Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here, and welcome back to Fortnite. And we are going to go over the version 4.4 content update. And also, we're going to talk about what a content update is. I actually saw this question quite a bit yesterday during my stream, which also, by the way, if you guys want to know, very soon, hopefully like within the next hour after this video gets released, I'm going to go live. And my intention is to stream as long as I possibly can today, because I gotta grind. I have to get a ton of gold. I have to progress through the blockbuster event very far today. And also, for those of you wondering, I know a lot of you guys like the gameplay videos. I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play because right now I'm gonna be collecting both from Blockbuster Part 2 and Part 3. I'm going to be advancing. So over the next week or so, you guys are probably going to see a video a day of me just playing and progressing as much as I can in the event. And hopefully I'll be able to finish it before version 4.5. But let's talk right now about let's take a look at the content update. And it's not going to take very long. It's not going to take very long because our update, our content update for Save the World is actually very small. And we're going to explain why. I'm going to also explain why that is. A lot of people have been asking what a content update is, why is it happening, etc, etc. But let's go over what our content update is first. So version 4.4 content update, what's that smell? Now this is for Battle Royale, and I gotta tell you, this would be really fun to have in Save the World. If we had smelly bombs that we could actually throw and shoo away the husks, I think would be extremely fun. But we're not going to talk about it. We're going to focus on, let's see, we're going to focus on the Save the World content. Like I said, that's a really cool thing. I kind of wish that we had that. 8-bit demo. Oh, demolition demo. Okay, so 8-bit demo. Build it up or tear it down. The new 8-bit demo. Grab it in the event store and make a bang. Okay, so he's a constructor from what we can see. He's got an 8-bit style, which I gotta say I love. He's got the E. Oh my goodness, they're funny. E. Let's see. Grab it in the event store, make a bang. So I'm guessing he's going to be flashbang oriented, maybe. Maybe he is the male version of Miss Bunnypenny. I don't know. We're gonna have to see when he comes out. But also, guys, he is not out yet, because remember, even though in Save the World we get the updates, the patch notes, the content updates, they are pushed into the game usually Tuesday mornings at 4 a.m. or I guess 2 a.m. my time, because right now it's actually we came back a little later. Yeah, from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. my time, I'm in Mountain Time, the game goes down. So that's when the updates get pushed through, but we don't see them. For example, anything that shows up in the event store or in the loot tab, we don't see that until Wednesday evening. So Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe, or 6 p.m. Mountain, where I am, 7 p.m. Central. We don't see those updates happening in there. So tomorrow at 7 p.m., you better believe I'm going to be live. 6 p.m., 8 p.m., whatever you are. You better believe I am going to be live to see, well, this is pretty much all we're going to see. We are going to go through, we're going to get the weekly loot done. Or we're going to get new weekly loot, I guess. But right now it seems like this is the only thing we're going to be getting. This is the only update we're going to be getting tomorrow. But let's look at it. So, general, fix several issues with Discord integration. Okay. And improve information displayed when the Battle Royale or Save the World game. Okay. Known issues. Of course, if you want to know more about known issues, head over into that link. And here's Battle Royale, Battle Royale, Battle Royale, Battle Royale, and Save the World. Okay, so that's it. Now, okay, let's get through this, and then I'm going to explain what a content update is and kind of give you guys my opinion about it, because I really don't think it's let's go through it. So, missions and systems. Bug fixes. Fixed an issue which would block progression, where the Chrome Husky would no longer spawn if the Magnets quest was completed. Players who were blocked will now be unblocked with this fix. Oh, players were blocked. Really? People were actually blocked in the game? Wow. You know what? I kind of feel like the Chrome Husky has been more problem than he's worth. I keep seeing constantly people... constantly we have bug fixes for the Chrome Husky. I don't know why he's such a problem. He's a very problematic Husky. And the heroes. New Constructor Demolitionist 8-bit demo added to the event store, available Wednesday, June 20th at 8 p.m. So he is a Constructor Demolitionist. You know what? We can go find another one in a second. But that's it. That's all we have. That's all we have for our content updates. So, before we get too salty, because I gotta be honest, guys. I gotta be honest. When they first made the move to these content update things, of course, guys, I felt a little salty. I mean, I'm not gonna deny it. But the reason why I felt salty was because we're always looking over at the other side of the fence. We're looking at what Battle Royale gets. And that's kind of what I want to explain. So before, way long ago, even before Battle Royale, we didn't get updates the way they are now. Updates just happened randomly, kind of. There was no real thing about the updates. Because you guys have to remember, we had saved the world a good, what? 4 or 5 months, maybe? We had saved the world a good 4 or 5 months before we had before Battle Royale was released, maybe longer. And back then we had the events, we had a lot of stuff. There was a lot of communication with Epic Games, of course, but I think it's more because of how they were trying to figure things out. And a couple months ago, or a month ago, they decided to start releasing content updates. So this is how it works. We get version updates. So for example, and again, we're talking Save the World here. We're not talking Battle Royale. But if you're coming over from the Battle Royale world, think of it like season passes or seasons and events. So Battle Royale has seasons and we have events. So right now we are in the Blockbuster event. I know that Battle Royale is also in the Blockbuster thing right now, but ours is Blockbuster. So Blockbuster is version 4, okay? And the Blockbuster, or the event, our version 4 is going to last as long as the season in Battle Royale. So, when they first started doing this, if you guys remember a couple months ago, when we were still in version 3, there was some major downtime. And sometimes the downtime would last like way beyond. Servers were crashing, things were going all crazy, and I think that's more because of the massive popularity of Battle Royale. So what they decided to do is they decided to break it down into content updates and patch updates. So what happens is, like, so for example, and again, I'm just talking Save the World. I'm not talking Battle Royale because their updates are much larger than ours right now. So the way it kind of looks, and if you guys have watched my videos where I talk about the developer roadmaps, oh, actually, you know what? We are waiting to see if we get that development update, don't we? You know what? Let me see. You guys are gonna come with me for a second here. We're gonna look at here. Here's the version 4.4 content update. It's available tomorrow. Okay, nothing crazy there. Let's check the Reddit really quick and see what they have there. Treasure Talk Thursday and version 4.4 content update. No, nothing there. Okay, so if you guys remember, they did tell us that we are going to be going through and we're going to be getting a developer blog probably today, actually. That'd be really awesome, actually. That'd be really awesome if we get it today. Actually, wasn't it supposed to be yesterday? Wait, did they release it? I don't even know if they released it, actually. I don't think they released it, did they? Boop, 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 boop. No, I don't think so. I don't think they've released it yet. So we're going to be looking at that. But developer roadmaps or development roadmaps, And now this development blog that is coming soon, it kind of tells us what to look forward for in Save the World in the next few weeks or in the future, or in the version that we're at. So right now, we're, like I said, we're in version 4.4. And next week, we're going to go to version 4.5. So I think the way that they did it was so that they could kind of have a, how can I put this? Kind of so like they could have a better organization when the updates came out, because for a while, if you guys have been playing for a while, you know that we never really knew when updates were going to happen. It seems like now every single Tuesday we get the update. We get the actual patch or the content update pushed into the servers or into our games to download, etc., etc. Now this is a little different because in Save the World, we kind of technically have 2 update days. Tuesday, when the game goes down and they push out an update to everyone, you know, and when you actually have a download in your game, that is the actual, like, everything that comes in, the patch or the content that happens. And the way that it works for us, again, speaking Save the World, is that 1 week you're going to have the patch update, and the next week you're going to have the content update. Now, if you guys remember in the past, we've had some pretty big content updates as well. Now, again, I do have to address the salt in the room. And of course, I mean, pretty much everyone who is playing this game right now has paid for it. And you know what? I personally think that when you pay for a game like this, I mean, if you just look at the game itself, we have 4 pretty gigantic zones. I mean, they're not bad at all. So let's see, let me move this over here and let me take a look here. Okay, so we have 4 pretty gigantic zones. I mean, you got Stonewood, we got Plankerton, you can still see Investigator here, Twine Peaks and Canny Valley. Even though each one is kind of like the same missions over and over again, the maps kind of blend into each other because you guys know the maps kind of feel like they're the same thing over and over again. I'm just taking a quick look here to see if there's anything I want to get to work on this morning. Oops. No. Okay, sorry. So even though the maps kind of like blend into each other over and over again, you know, it does feel like a very large game. You've got storyline all through all through Stonewood and Plankerton. Candy and Twine, like I said, you know, it's definitely not, you know, that much. But you've got a lot of replayability. You've got a ton of schematics. You've got daily missions. You've got the event. You've got a bunch of stuff that they've added as it goes along. So the game in itself is a pretty robust game. It's a very large game. Now, I do know that there is a lot of people who constantly say there's nothing to do in the game. And you know what? If you're playing this game to finish it, you can finish it. You can max out your character. You can rush, or you can play really, really hard and get into Twine Peaks like really, really fast. You can collect everything in the game. You can get all the gold. You can collect everything, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's, unless you want to continue playing quests. There's kind of like a finite amount of even though it's very large, there is a finite amount of replayability or playability in the game. So I can understand why there's a lot of people who are over level 100, people who are already in Twine Peaks, who honestly are kind of bored of the game. And then when we get new events or new heroes or stuff, because they have all this gold, they can buy it right away. Or if you have a new event, I mean, the biggest criticism that I have with the events, to be honest, is that we have it's the same areas. There's no real new, well, there have been some new areas. I won't lie about that. So it's kind of like the same areas, and then you have like a storyline that you follow. You collect things, but you're pretty much just going through. There's not that many map specific quests, you know. Like I said, I love the crater. I really wish that I could go into the crater again, but the crater won't let me. It won't let me go into the crater, unfortunately. I thought the crater map was absolutely awesome, and if we could go into it over and over again, I would be extremely happy. But I guess they locked it up in some ways, for some reason. So when you look at the game as a whole like that, of course you're going to be a little disappointed if you're already, if you work really hard in the game, play very, very hard to finish the game. And that's what I'm trying to say. If you try and finish the game, guess what? You're gonna finish the game. You're gonna run out of content. You're gonna run out of stuff to do. If you're not focusing on finishing the game will feel much longer for you. And it's just, that's just my personal opinion that matter. But when you look at the game that we have, when you look at the events that we get, the updates that we get, and if you play Battle Royale, or if you're constantly looking over on the other side of the fence at what Battle Royale gets, of course it feels like our updates are very, very small. Especially our content updates. Our content updates are usually just an update in the store, which can kind of make you feel like, this isn't a lot. So that's pretty much how the update system works for us now. It's very possible that they may change in the future. But right now, the way that our content system works is that we have a version update, like example 4.4 right now. Last week, we had a blockbuster event or quest line update, plus some other stuff that came out, new stuff in the shop, etc. And the next week, which is this week, you just get a content update. Content updates kind of feel like they're just it's like, okay. Like this one kind of feels like they just put in this extra hero, and it's going to be in the shop. It's not like they're really doing much of anything. It would be really interesting if content updates also include other stuff. For example, like I said, my pickaxe idea, or just in general, there could be a lot of other things. Now, again, I do want to be realistic about the matter. Battle Royale is much more popular right now. Of course, they are going to have a much bigger team, many more people working on their patch updates, their content updates, because they want to keep the game going. They want to keep the game being popular. They want to keep people's interest, With Save the World, it's a different kind of game. Like, for me, I am not a person who enjoys the Battle Royale kind of style. And I kind of feel like their whole battle passes and everything, it would be so much for me. It's a little overwhelming for me. I like this game. I like Save the World because I can go at my own pace. I can go as fast or as slow as I want. Of course, if I want to complete everything in the event, I actually need to complete everything in the event, of course. But we've kind of learned how it goes, and especially now, hopefully they don't change it on us again. But especially now, how the game works, we kind of know that, like I said, you've got 1 week is your patch update that's going to have story, etc. 1 week is a content update, so you kind of have 2 whole weeks to finish an event, or finish that part of the event. So for example, right now, even though I am very, very, very far behind, I haven't even finished part 2. I have, what, 6 more days? No, I have more. I have 7 more days. I have a whole week. I have 1 whole week to finish all of part 2 and part 3 before part 4 is introduced next week. So next week, we're going to get version 4.5. And then the week after that, we will get a content update. And then after that, version 5 is coming down the line. So just kind of wanted to explain that because I've had a lot of people asking, what is a content update? Why don't we get enough? Or why don't we get as much as Battle Royale? And again, guys, the main reason is, Battle Royale is a much larger game. It's much more popular. And also, with this game, my best recommendation I can give you is, if you're looking to rush to finish the game, you're gonna finish the game. If that's your motive, if that's your goal, if your goal is to finish the game, if your goal is to get to Twine Peaks, finish everything in Twine Peaks, max out your character, you're going to accomplish that. All you need is time. So unfortunately, Save the World is not as popular as Battle Royale. Maybe it will be one day. I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping that the game will go free to play, and I hope that they will continue to work on a lot of bugs and certain game mechanics so that they are more accessible to a lot more casual players, even more casual than me, and the hardcore players and everything. I mean, you can't make everyone happy, unfortunately. But like I said with the blockbuster events too, and I've said this before with the blockbuster events, if you want to finish the entire part, like the blockbuster part, if you want to finish it on the first day that it comes out, guess what? You can do it. You just got to do a bunch of missions. That's it. There's no, it's not really time sensitive in that sense that they make you do one a day. That would be interesting, actually. If the pages, they release them one a day. That would be interesting. I don't know if it would work though. Maybe that would upset more people than it would help. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I just kind of want to talk with you guys about it. Like I said, keep an eye out for my stream. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure to follow me. I'll leave a link down below in the description. And that's it. That's all we have for our content update. We have a constructor hero that comes out tomorrow. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to say that I'm not salty, because of course I am. Looking at Battle Royale, looking at everything they get, all the cool stuff they get, of course, you know, it's a little bit like, well, why not us, you know? I mean, we love the game too. We love the game too. Epic Games, please. But I understand if Epic Games is, you know, putting more of their money, more of their effort on the game mode that is more popular. I hope they don't forget about us, though. I really hope they don't forget about us. I'm really looking forward to that development blog. Hopefully it comes out today or tomorrow, and we can actually go through it and see what they have planned for Save the World in the future. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, I am DUJ2. This has been Fortnite Save the World, talking about the version 4.4 content update that we will get tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please do me a great big favor, guys, and have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you very much for spending your time and watching my video. Follow me on Twitter so you guys can see when I go live today. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.